From Hillsborough County to the Pinellas coastline, wind and rain forced outdoor Cinco de Mayo plans inside quickly as severe weather moved through.
A confirmed EF-0 touched down on Madeira Beach, tearing the roof off of a sunroom. Neighbors spent today cleaning up debris after trees toppled over onto roads and cars. Chief Meteorologist Bobby Deskins is, of course, here.
So everybody says, why did this happen so quickly?
Yeah,
quick. Come on, Bobby.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh.
All of a sudden it was severe. Like, what is this?
I get it, though, because this was a line of showers and thunderstorms that was coming from offshore. They were strong offshore. But if you're out on the beach, if you're anywhere on land, you're not seeing anything because the storms are offshore. They blew quickly towards the coast. And so that was the timing that really sped things up and things went downhill fast. And part of the structure is one of the reasons why we had so much wind with it as well, too. So when we're timing things, this is Friday night into Saturday morning. This is the line that we know is coming our way. This line is going to fall apart. Another line will develop. You see that one fall apart? Secondary line develops, gets in here midday on Sunday. We thought initially by Friday night that might be late Sunday afternoon, but it sped up. There's a couple reasons for that. I mean, that's a long distance to forecast that anyways, but you see it all moving on shore. Notice real close. Look down here to this line right here. That's the line that came on and did most of the damage, most of the wind that came through. See how it's shaped in an arc like that? That developed, and when it's in an arc like that, that not only changes the timing because instead of a single line coming at you, that will actually speed up. It could be an hour, it depends on how far it is offshore, but it also brings in more wind with it. More damage can be made from an arcing line like that than just a single thunderstorm that's coming through. And so we had a combination of that. We were thinking late afternoon, it came in or late morning, early afternoon, but you can see all of these blue dots here. Those are all wind reports, and this one right here is the tornado report. It was a waterspout that moved onshore in Madeira Beach. And we just happened to have Madison out there live at Madeira Beach. Madison, how's it look out there?
Bobby, there's still a lot of debris on the ground. Like you mentioned, I mean, that tornado came through this community and really wreaked havoc on Sunday. The house just across the street this way had a sunroom that was completely destroyed, just lifted up, carried over the top of that house into the front lawn, and then as you see here, into this neighbor's lawn all the way across the way. You know, they're working to clear it now because the entire interior, the entire structure was lifted. And the wild thing is that all of this was caught on camera. The homeowner security camera is what you're seeing now. You see it start to lift up and then the camera goes offline. Pieces of that sunroom are still lying right where the tornado threw them in the neighbors' yards, as you saw. So just 3 doors down, I ran into Ted Latagny, who told me he barely got inside before the wild weather started. And then the homeowner, Andy, told me he's glad he wasn't home at all.
Because you wouldn't have wanted to been standing out in that because there was stuff flying around all over the place. All of my patio furniture was flying around. My table got lifted up and tossed across the yard. And then, of course, his awning got ripped right off his house.
In terms of your personal safety, definitely a good thing you weren't in the screened-in porch when this happened.
That's exactly where I would have been at that time of day, and I do like hearing the rain, so I would have been sitting out there.
So luckily, no one was hurt in this tornado, which is great news. But here's the thing, guys. Did you know it is currently tornado season here in Florida? And we actually get a lot of tornadoes here. We get just as many as Tornado Alley. Granted, they are more of the EF-0, EF-1 range. But yesterday's tornado was an EF-0. And you can see just how bad the damage can be from a tornado, even of that smaller size, on the smaller end of the spectrum. So really, the important thing living here in this area, you got to have a plan and you got to stay alert and listen to alerts and act. Get inside if something like this does happen.